Hello, everyone. I apologize. We're going with my computer camera. My other camera, the HD one, sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. Today, it's not working. I don't know what it is, but using the backup camera. That's okay. What matters is that we're here. Slept in kind of late. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Grab the movies. All right. Not a huge stack this week. Still kind of recovering. I went to Wasteland, I guess 2 weekends ago. Seems like yesterday, and then it's the Night Moves Awards that I went to with my friend Aubrey Fowler. Had a good time with that. Met some people, shook some hands, and made a business connection. A couple of them. So that's always nice. Um, anyway, so let's start here. We have Terror in the Isles. Okay, so this was made in 1984. It's I guess I'd call it a snippets video. They've taken clips from different horror movies made previous to 1984, which is a somewhat of a shame because there's a lot of great stuff that came after that. But still, great stuff before that. You know, Jaws is in there, Frogs, Halloween, you name it. That's just naming a few. The Thing. So it's basically snippets cut together, but done really well. I think the best I've ever seen for anything like that. They almost cut seamlessly, like it's like one movie. And there's interchanges in a movie theater with Donald Pleasance kind of talking through. He's kind of the host, as well as Nancy Allen from RoboCop. This is pre-RoboCop, so no RoboCop in this one. But Terror in the Isles. There's also Terror on Tape and Coming Attractions, which I was noted for my friend Chris Woods that they're all kind of related. I believe it's the first one though, and I've seen this before, but I'm revisiting it, and I found a used copy, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. But that's Terror in the Isles. If you like horror snippets videos, I guess the best thing to compare to today would be like a mixtape. You've ever seen some of those? You know, we'll have to do an episode on mixtapes. My friend Marcus Cook makes shit. He's got 5 volumes of it. I like them all. They're fun. There's other people that do it. I've seen some great ones. Probably find them free on YouTube. But anyway, Terror in the Isles. Check it out. Donald Pleasance, Nancy Allen. This is a Shout Factory release. All right, up next. Here we go. Muck. So Muck, I believe, is the first film from filmmaker. Steve Walsh. So I was talking about him the other day. I like his movie Kill Her Goats. He also, I believe he's working on. He's got another one that he did recently. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to check it out. I remember when they were running a campaign for it. And then I believe he's remaking Return of the Living Dead. Uh, anyway, Muck. Muck is a typical horror movie of people stranded, and these muck men come to get him. One of which is Kane Hodder, which is really cool. You don't really recognize him; he's in a heavy makeup, but I know why you added him. And Steve has a tendency to add Playboy Playmate of the Year 2012 is in this. When was this made? This was made in 2015. So you know she's 3 years fresh. I mean now she's been out of the game what 13 years. But I think Killer Goats, it's literally all ex Playboy Playmates, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if people really give a damn about that anymore, but I thought it was kind of cool. But his first attempt, I didn't like it as much as Killer Goats. You know, actors were fun. The dialogue isn't as cheesy in this one. It's like they're really trying. I don't think I liked it. I wanted something I didn't have to think about, but I still enjoyed it nevertheless. Steve Walsh, check him out. He's got a couple movies. That's Muck. All right. Oh, so coming fresh off Wasteland, I watched this Tim Ritter collection from Sub Rosa. A little autograph from Tim there at the bottom. I've seen this before. I've watched all these movies before, but I revisited Twisted Illusions 1 and 2. Go back and then do a little show and tell. It's just the discs, and I think it's got. Oh, Tim also gave me really cool asbestos felt trading card. It's got a little. Oh, geez. It's his funeral prayer card, which is it's kind of crazy to use this image, but that's awesome. Good for them. I didn't even realize. Oh man. So if you don't know who Asbestos Felt is, he died last year, unfortunately. He's in Killing Spree. He's got a small part in Creep. He's in Truth or Dare. He's the guy with the grenade in his bomb. Grenade in his bomb. Grenade in his mouth. I never got to meet him. I always wanted to meet him. I was planning on having him as a guest in Tampa Bay Screams when I was still running it, but R.I.P. man. You know, we're all not going to be around forever. If you got a chance to do something, just do it. But with that being said, I've revisited Twisted Illusions 1 and 2. Um, Twisted Illusions, the original, is fun because there's Truth or Dare, like the short with Joel Wynkoop and another actress, and I've seen it before. I think Joel's showed it locally, and it's interesting to see how they got their start. You know, just before they made the actual full length movie. And some really early work from Joel Wynkoop. I mean, you know, he's like all young and buff, and it's like, you know, seeing young Joel is kind of funny to me. And what else is funny? You may or may not know this. Joel Wynkoop was Tim Ritter's babysitter. How funny is that? You know. Um, and oh, I lost my train of thought. Twisted Illusions 2. So Twisted Illusions 2, my favorite short in that compilation was The Part, and I've seen it several times. It's Joel Wynkoop practicing for the part. So he's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He's looking for his grandma's chainsaw. He's just running up on people like a madman. I'm just practicing for the part. Like it's really funny. It's probably one of my favorite shorts that he's ever done. Um, at one point he ends up in jail and he's doing like Captain Kirk impersonations, and it's just really funny. It's Twisted Illusions. I believe, check me if I'm wrong, Tim Ritter and Joel Wynkoop, I think there's a third one coming up. So that's exciting. Maybe I can get in somewhere. I don't know. So those are fun. Like I said, it's easy. It's fun to see early work from both Tim and Joel. But anyway, this collection also includes Creep, Dirty Cop, No Donut, 1 and 2, and Reconciled Through Christ. You can get that through Subrosa. And if you care, they're all on real Blu-ray or whatever. And that's the Tim Ritter collection. And I believe there's a Truth or Dare collection too. All right, moving on. We'll do all three of these kind of at the same time. High 8, High Def, High Fear. And they come out in that order. So let's start with High Def. High 8, sorry. So High 8 was made in, I'm going to say 2014. Okay. I remember when this came out because I was lucky enough to be a part of it. Brad Sykes. Brad Sykes? Yeah, Brad Sykes. Sorry, Brad. I believe he's the mastermind behind all of it. You know, wanted to put together an anthology with the names in shot on video horror. So you got Brad Sykes, Todd Sheets, Chris Seaver, Tim Ritter, Marcus Cook, Ron Bonk, a few others that I'm unfortunately leaving out. Anthony Cantonese, am I saying that right? Anyway, all these guys made a short, and I loved all of them. It had to be shot on high 8 or lesser than that, you know, some type of digital media, no HD. And this was the battleground for, I believe, came out the same time as VHS. And I think Brad was like, wait a second, these guys, the thing about that movie VHS, which it's cool, it's not even shot on VHS. These guys went out and actually did it on low grade, consumer based cameras and you know, media. And that's the way it should be. When I watch VHS, that's what Mike, I was like, this is like shot on film, and dang, it look like crap. But these guys made, you know, magic for nothing. You know, I think I think one of the points was they couldn't spend a lot of money. Not that they had any, but I don't think that they could spend a lot of money. And they're all fun, man. You know, creativity goes a long way. Like I said, I got to work on Marcus's, and it's basically he kind of ripped off Deadly Spawn a little bit. I mean, but it looks just like the alien thing from Deadly Spawn. Jeez, oh, that's Evil Spawn. I got the movie in there somewhere. Anyway, though, I was really happy to work on that with him. We were coming fresh off Die Die Delta Pi, so Marcus did this effect with this alien comes out of the head. We actually used a head he molded from another actress that kind of matched an actress in his short. I believe the short is called A Very Bad Situation. Listen out for the voice in the radio. That's me. Um, but another note to Tim Ritter, which did, I believe, his short is called Switchblade Insane. It was awesome, man. It felt like Truth or Dare, like on speed. It was just like it was like an almost like an offshoot of Truth or Dare. Very well done, very graphic. I remember when I first saw it. This is 10 years ago, and it was you were kind of used to seeing things that graphic. Now it's like, wow, like that's insane. And things have really gotten a little wussy, in my opinion. But anyway, check out High Eight. This is the DVD. I think these might be streaming. I don't know. There might be a Blu-ray. I don't know about the deal. This Wild Eye put it out. Anyway, so then we got High Def. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I did enjoy this. I didn't enjoy it as much as High Eight. It felt like they were trying too hard on this one, to be honest with you. And it's in high def, and it kind of took away from it, in my opinion. I would have preferred it more low grade, but I understand why they did what they did. It makes perfect sense. It's like, where do we go from there? It's like, now we're gonna give you, full HD, but it felt that they were trying too hard on this one. With that being said, I did enjoy it. I had fun watching it. It came out in 2018, so 4 years later, you got some of the same people: Tim Ritter, Brad Sykes, Todd Sheets, um, Anthony Cantonese. Hope I'm saying that right. There's a commentary track. There is a making of documentary. It's loaded with good stuff. So if you want the trilogy, got to check out High Def. Last but not least, High Fear. So I enjoy this one a little more because this one came out in 2022, so it's 4 years later. It seemed like at that point, they're like, hey, let's get together and do it again. Short I most enjoyed on this one was Todd Sheets. It was almost like Losing It or Hot Moves or Porky's even, but like with a horror edge. And I'll tell you what, it's my favorite thing I've seen from Todd. Like, I'm gonna enjoy it over and over. I really liked it, Todd. I'll have to talk to you about it and get an inside scoop on it. I can't remember what the name of your short was. I think it was the first or second one, but it was a lot of fun, man. And I knew it was his because he works like me. He works with a lot of the same actors and actresses. And I saw Dylan Fawn Harvey, and I was like, oh, this is Todd short. And it was a lot of fun. It was all the technical aspects were great. The story was great. The acting was great. It was my favorite that he's done out of the three. I really like Todd short. But anyway, High Fear, Tim Ritter, Brad Sykes, Todd Sheets, Anthony Cantonese, and probably a few others. That's High Eight on DVD. Or High Fear. Anyway, that's it for today. I didn't have a whole big watch list. I've been really busy. I've been working on my Die Delta Pi 2 script. You may have seen a couple of pictures leak out, and keep an eye out on that in January. Might see something for that. And more importantly than that, because this is what's now, HoboCop, man. You got, I think, 2 days. Get on the HoboCop campaign. Just go on Indiegogo, HoboCop, type it in. All kinds of cool perks. Nab them up, man. Chris Wood's partner in crime is shut down the sleaze box. So once it comes out, you're only really going to be able to get them through me at conventions and, contact me on social media. So get one first off the press to be safe, man. So that's it. Episode 20. We'll see you back next week.